Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons. Although labeled as an adventure game, I would say that this categorization is wrong. It's a puzzle game more than anything, but it still feels like a miscategorization. This is because the game favors one thing above everything else: storytelling. And that is sadly where it fails. The game begins with a cutscene, immediately trying to engage you in the story. This, however, is where the first flaws of the game are immediately apparent. Although the environment looks amazing and very natural, the same can't be said for the characters. For a game that is mainly focused around telling a story about these characters, you would expect the creators to make them feel more natural and less cringy and uncanny. It also doesn't help that none of these characters actually speak, so they resort to speaking a Sims-esque language, accompanied with strange and exaggerated gestures. For a game that tries to immerse you into its story, it seems important that the characters don't feel unnatural or weird. Unless this is intended, of course. I did mention before that this game is more of a puzzle game than anything else. And while this is true, it is an interesting one. Even though it gives off some Limbo vibes, the two games do have some major differences. First off, this game's puzzles seem to be way easier than Limbo, and the entire game is a lot more linear. Most puzzles can be solved by one or both of the brothers pressing action keys in specific spots. So now I just gotta turn this lever. I'm doing it! This is gameplay. Other puzzles might require a little more input though, and these are generally way harder, but not in the way that requires more thought. Instead, these puzzles often require you to move the two different characters together, something which is way harder than it seems. You will often lose track of which character you are controlling because of the confusing control scheme. And in my opinion, the game would have been better with only one character control at the time and a button to switch between the two. It can also often be very confusing which buttons you're actually pressing, making it so I dropped off cliffs and ledges several times because I let go of the wrong key. Hell yeah, this is fun. Because the game is more focused on storytelling, many puzzles can often be very linear. The story is about two sons who need to find something, I assume medicine for their sick father, and about their journey to find it. Although you do encounter problems and puzzles on the way, most of these are extremely easy to solve or solve themselves entirely. Solving a puzzle is almost always as easy as pressing an action key with one brother, and if that does nothing, getting the second brother to do it. This makes the game less challenging and turns it into a sightseeing tour more than anything else. And there's nothing wrong with that, since the game looks beautiful most of the time, and there are interesting characters to meet along the way. Still going. In the end, it's hard to recommend this game since it doesn't really belong in one category. But hey, if anything I said sounds cool to you, or if you like the art style, then sure, give it a try. That being said, if I had to give this game a grade, then that would be pretty simple. The game is fun, but has its problems. It's definitely better than some games I've played so far. I give this game a 6 out of 10. I mean a 5 out of 10.